everybody, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, my name is Christy, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about what I believe is a good alternative to the traditional hair dye that has ammonia. Now, recently the brand HJL, which stands for Hair Joy Love, they reached out to me and they asked me if I would like to use, demonstrate, review their product. And for those of you who know me, I used to be a Schwarzkopf educator and hair colorist. So when it comes to these kinds of products, I have really high expectations, and I was really happy to do this. So HJL has certain ingredients in their products that when I read about them, it made me really want to use them. They have an ingredient called Thuja orientalis leaf, and what they do is they take the oil from that leaf and they put it in their hair products. So this oil has been traditionally used in patients that suffer from hair loss, and it also promotes hair growth. And since they are ammonia-free, it's very gentle on the hair and the scalp, and for anybody that may be allergic to this kind of ingredient, they're cruelty-free, and their color, they claim that it stays vibrant for 8 to 10 weeks. They have permanent hair color, and it's supposed to make your hair very shiny and manageable and soft. And the application was really easy. I'm going to demonstrate in this video how I applied it to my hair. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's a hair color comb, and you have obviously the comb, and on one side you're going to have the hair peroxide and other ingredients. On the other side you'll have the hair color, and it also, well, traditionally in the tube where the hair color comes, you'll also have ammonia. In this case, you don't have ammonia. They have an ingredient, other ingredients that are going to help swell the hair and open the cuticle so the color penetrates, because that's what ammonia is used for in hair dye, right? Without the combination of the peroxide and the ammonia, you're not gonna change your hair color. So in this case, they use ethylonamine. I think that's what replaces the ammonia and makes the hair swell and the color change and be able to lift levels. So there's quite a bit of product in here. This 200 milliliters, I believe that's like 6 ounces of color. So one really cool thing about this is that you see it has a pump here, and you press it down and you pump it out as you apply it to your hair. And what you don't use, what's ever left in the bottle, you can save it up to 3 months, which I thought was also great. And I understand now how it works. It's because on one side it has peroxide and on the other side it has the color. So they're not really mixed together. You mix them together by pushing down on this little pump in the back, and then it mixes together in the comb, and that's how you apply it to your hair. And in the video, I'll demonstrate exactly how that works. So on the website, they really simplify how to choose your hair color. I think there's like a misconception that hair dye in a box kind of ruins the color of your hair, or that it's unpredictable. This is where I think people kind of get a little bit confused. When you go and choose your hair color and you see the person on the box and you say, okay, I want that hair color, so this is the box I'm going to get, that's not necessarily what's going to happen. So on their website, they have a table where it explains if your hair is this light and you choose this color, like golden brown, this is the end result. If your hair is this dark and you choose light golden brown, this is the end result. And if your hair is almost black and you choose light golden brown, this is the end result. So they give you very realistic results. Now they really simplify it in case you want to do this at home, but they are also coming from a point of view where they think that your hair color is lighter than the color on the box, or that your hair color is the same color, or that it is a natural hair color, that it's the color that you were born with and that it has never been previously dyed, darker than the color on the box. Why I'm saying this is because hair dye over hair dye will never lighten. You could only remain the same, maybe change the color direction or make it darker. Hair dye over hair dye will not lighten. So if your hair is darker than this color on the box, but you have natural regrowth and you apply this to your whole strand of hair, you'll get the perfect kind of color that you want on the regrowth, and the hair that was previously dyed darker will look darker. So that's something to keep in mind when you choose the hair dye in the box. And also to keep in mind any kind of hair dye that you apply to your hair. So they have a nice variety of colors, but not all of them are going to cover gray. So they also show you on the website which ones do cover gray. I'll insert it here. As you can see, the burgundy, blue black, the chestnut brown, and the natural black will cover 100% gray. The rest of them won't. So if you would like to see a very detailed video on the whole hair color theory and process, I did a video a while back, which I'll also link here, and you could refer to that if you want more information on the subject. But like I said, you could go on their website, locate your hair color, the color that you'd like, and see what the end result will be. And it should be pretty predictable. And now the color application. Inside the color comb box, you will find the instructions, the color comb, a plastic cape, and a shower cap. Gloves, which I didn't use because my hands are small, so I used gloves that I had at home. And plastic covering for your ears. So if you're dyeing the whole length of your hair, you might get dye on your ears. So the fact that they included this in the box was a really nice detail. They also included a comb to part your hair, and it's also a brush on the other side, so you can evenly distribute the product onto your hair and kind of smudge it. I used it a lot. This is how I part my hair. I use hair ties just to keep everything in place, and I tie down the back as well since I'm not going to apply the product in the back. I usually don't because I don't have gray in the back. And this is how the color comb loads. You just press the pump on the back and it loads into the comb. So as you can see on the top of my hair, I have quite a bit of gray right on my hairline. So that's where I like to start applying the product first. So that gray hair, which can be resistant, can kind of have more time of processing. So in the beginning, it was a little bit hard to actually know how much product I needed to pump out of the comb. But once I started, I got the hang of it and it got a lot easier, and it was actually quite neat. I used the brush that they provided in the box, and I used it to section the hair, and then the brush just to smudge the product evenly on my hair. I also chose the chestnut color because it really matched my level 5 hair color, and it also provides the 100% gray coverage, so that's why I chose that color. And I just kept on smudging everything with that little brush that they provided. It was really easy, and I sectioned my hair in like not even 1/4 inch pieces because I don't want to apply too much product and then have to bring the product down further than I want. I want to just cover the regrowth. So the product actually, I wasn't sure if it was going to allow me to do so, but it did. And it was very neat. I didn't have product dripping or getting on pieces of hair where I didn't want it to. So I did do a patch test above the ear to make sure it was not irritating on my scalp and to ensure the color match. I did this the day before, and the fact that you can do this test previous to your all-over application is also nice. In other brands, once you formulate the product, you have to use it before it completely oxidizes. So in this case, since the color comb has two sides, like I had mentioned, where the product is separated from each other, you don't have to worry about wasting any product. Also, on the HJL website and the instructions provided in the box, it will suggest how many bottles of color you might need according to your hair length. In my case, although my hair is really long, I was only applying the product to my regrowth, and in this case, I didn't even use a whole bottle of dye. As you can see, I just keep on sectioning it and carefully applying the product. And sometimes I really like to be careful on those little hairs that are like on the side, that they're very fine baby hairs. Sometimes I just don't like to apply too much product on there or leave the product processing on there too long. So, but I did apply the product this time because I wanted to see actually how the hair processed. And I was happy to note that the hairs didn't appear darker or lighter. Usually when you have these little fine baby hairs on your hairline, those hairs, since they're thinner and they're finer, they usually can get darker if you're darkening your hair, or lighter if you're bleaching your hair or lightening your hair, and sometimes they can even dry out. So I'm happy to say that those fine baby hairs on my hairline, they were intact after I washed out the product. So now I'm just going to continue on the other side, And as you can see, I really got the hang of it, and it was even easier to apply than when I started, because when I started, I wasn't sure how much product to use. But once I got the hang of it, it was really easy. And I start glowing a lot faster. And also, I really am not taking long. This video is actually in real time. Like, I did not edit anything. This is how fast I applied it. So that's pretty impressive. Like, there was no mess and no fuss. And I just kept on pumping it out, and it never ever dripped or made a mess where I was working. And that's an achievement, because we all know hair dye can be quite messy. And so you could actually use this hair dye and the comb itself to kind of comb that product through your whole length of your hair, if that's what you wanted to do. And the comb is sturdy enough that I believe that if you section the hair in small pieces, you can comb through the hair and then smudge it with the brush and your fingers and get quite an even application on the whole strand of hair. As you can see, I just keep on applying it, and I get very close to my scalp, not to miss any areas, and keep on smudging it with the comb. So before I did this application, I did research the brand a bit, and I saw that they have been in market since the year 2000 in places like Hong Kong, Japan, Europe, Africa, and in the US. So you can purchase these products on Amazon and on the brand's own website. And something that I noticed was their great reviews, not only on the quality of the product, but also on their customer service. They are very responsive and cooperative, and that was also my experience with them. Anytime I had a question, they were always there to answer. So I'm going to link their website in the description box below. And if you use the code Christy, or the link that I'm going to provide also, you'll receive a 10% discount, which is going to be quite nice if you make a purchase. They also have nice bundles and offers that the pricing of the product isn't bad. I think they range around $15 to $20, but you get quite a bit of product in the bottle. I want to note that, as you can see, I'm applying it, I'm getting very close to my scalp and my hairline, and you really don't see any kind of hair dye on my skin. In the instructions, it says that maybe you could use a cream or something to protect your skin so it doesn't stain, but I usually don't, and I didn't apply any cream to my skin, and I didn't really get it anywhere. It wasn't messy at all. I'm so impressed by that. And the scent of the product was nice. Like, it didn't make me feel like I was intoxicated or I was inhaling something that wasn't healthy or that was gonna harm me in any way. And so I'm almost at the end here, and I still have so much product in the bottle that I can save for next month, which I'll certainly use. And this is already the end, and I'm practically done. It didn't take long at all. Now I'm just going to part my hair and put it again in the hair ties. I'm not going to use the little cap that they provided just because I didn't color the whole length of my hair, and I didn't think I needed it. The processing time, it should be around 25 to 35 minutes. When you're using the darker color, they say to leave it on like 20 minutes so it doesn't get too dark. So I left this product on 35 minutes, and I probably could have left it longer. Usually when you're covering grays, it's good to leave a product on for 45 minutes, but it covered, in 35 minutes, it covered all my gray, and I didn't have a problem with that. So in the end, after the application, you saw it wasn't messy. It was easy to apply. The color that I used was the chestnut brown, and I matched it up online and I applied it to my hair, and it matched up really well. And when it comes to browns, sometimes browns can look a little red or a little orangey, or if it's too matte, well then it may look too ashy. In this case, it was like a perfect natural brown. I'm like a natural 5. It was like a perfect 5. So I can't tell from where I used to, the color that I used the last time starts and this one ended. It was a perfect match, and I applied it on my grays. It completely covered it. I like the idea that I didn't need more stuff. I didn't need an extra mixing bowl and a brush, and it didn't drip and make a mess everywhere. It was very neat and simple to use. And I also added some highlights to my hair, and just to create some dimension. And when I applied the highlights, because that's what I always do, to the part of my hair that was previously dyed, it wasn't harder to lighten or anything. It was the same amount of time that it always takes, so it didn't alter any other process that I did afterwards. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. If I were to dye all my hair, the whole strands, I might use this product. I like the way it left my hair feeling, and there was no odors in it. That was another thing. Sometimes you use a hair product or a hair dye and it smells good, but it has ingredients that are harmful to you, but you're smelling it anyway because it's not something that makes you like react to it. It's not good because you keep on inhaling those harsh chemicals because they don't smell bad. Sometimes they just have this strong odor and this strong smell, and you won't even stand there and what a permanent smells like, or certain hair smoothing systems. Sometimes they have a harsh smell. They can burn your eyes. In this case, this product, it smells good. It has like a fruity scent to it, and you know that you're inhaling something that's safe. It's not something that's going to harm you in any way. I'm looking forward to your comments, and if you've ever used this or if you would like to use it, just leave it in the comments below. And all the products that I used are also listed in the description box below. So in the end, I did enjoy the product. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, bye.